Hello students, good morning. How are you? I hope you all okay. I'm doing your homework regularly. That's why very good again. We are continuing at chapter 7, that is structural organization in animals of class 11. In our last class, we have studied about different categories of tissue, in which we already studied the tissue that is compound and simple epithelial tissue. In this class, we will study about connective tissue. First, let's understand what is connective tissue. Connective tissues are those tissues inside our body whose work is to connect all the parts with each other. So again, connective tissue is also divided into different types. Clear? Connective tissue is divided into different types. Loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and specialized tissue. One is your loose connective tissue, in which the tissues are arranged or cells are arranged loosely, having intercellular space between them. Second one is your dense connective tissue, in which the cells are arranged tightly. Third one is specialized tissue, in which cartilage and bone will come. We will study about this. So students, let's understand in detail different types of connective tissue. You can see the diagrams. The diagram here, the above two diagrams represent the loose connective tissue. As I have told you, again loose connective tissue is divided into two types. One is your areolar and another is your adipose. If you here see the diagram of areolar tissue, you can see different cells are present whose function is also particular. Means inside our body, all these cells do a particular function by providing us different benefits, or we can say it as they provide us or provide our body immunity and strong resistivity, etc. So here in case of areolar tissue, you can see the diagram here, the collagen fibers. The bundle you can see, this bundle, these are the collagen fibers. These are the collagen fibers. These collagen fibers are also, we can say, as elastin. This gives strength to the tissue. Here is the fibroblast. This is the fibroblast, which secretes fibers, and fiber means which provides strength, mechanical support. So this is called fibroblast, which secretes fibers. Next is your macrophages. In class 12, we will study about macrophages in more detail, but still you have to know something about macrophages. These are the cells present inside our body which acts as the phagocytes for antigens. Means when any antigens enter into our body, then the macrophages engulfs that microorganism or that antigen. Clear? So this is the areolar tissue. Here is the mast cell. Mast cell also you know about, which secretes some proteins which help in increasing the immunity. And this tissue is present just beneath the skin. Clear? The areolar tissue is present just beneath the skin, and the parts shown in the diagram represent the different functions of it. You can see clearly or can take the screenshot that how they are helpful. Clear students? Next is your adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is another type of loose connective tissue, in which you can see the nucleus, and here is the fat storage area. This is also present just beneath the skin. Listen students, we are studying about loose connective tissue. Clear? Loose connective tissue is consists of areolar and adipose. Both these tissues located or situated just beneath the skin. Clear? They are present beneath the skin, and their function is to give immunity, strength, clear, and secretes some proteins which help in engulfing the antigens or microorganisms. You can see the diagram. This is the plasma membrane. This tissue represents adipose tissue. The outer layer is called plasma membrane. Here is the nucleus, and this area, the space you can see, this is fat storage area. Means when we take excess food, then that food is consumed by our body and some are left. That left food is get converted into fat and stored just below the or beneath the skin. So as this tissue is present beneath the skin, that's why that area acts as for storing fats. Clear, students? So this is your loose connective tissue. Next moves to dense connective tissue. Dense connective tissue means when the cells inside the tissue are arranged densely. So this is also of two types. One is dense regular and dense irregular. You can attentively see these two diagrams and can say what is the difference between these two diagrams. You can see here these are the collagen fibers. Collagen fibers, and they are in a specialized orientation. Means their arrangement inside the tissue is in a specialized orientation. You can see here the collagen fibers are arranged in a sequence, in a regular manner. That's why it is named as dense regular. Whereas in this case, in dense irregular, the cells or the collagen fibers are arranged irregularly. Means one is here, one is there. They have a no particular or specialized orientation. That's why we can say it as dense regular and dense irregular. Clear, students? They are normally present between the skin, and gives the palleability or strength to the skin also, and their main function is to attach the bones and the muscles with each other. And during the attachment there is a furrow or lacunae is formed which helps in the movement. So we can say, as taking example of you studied in class 9th, one is tendon and is ligament. These are the two examples of dense connective tissue. Okay, students? Dense connective tissue. The examples are tendon and ligament. What is the function of tendon? Tendon helps in attaching bones with muscles. When we will study about skeletal muscles, skeletons or the muscles that are attached to the skeletons, muscles attached to the skeletons. Here what happened? The area or the thing inside the body which helps in attaching the muscles with the bone, that is called tendon. And another is ligament, which joins bone to bones. As when we see the skeleton of a human being or any other organism, we can see that the bones are attached to each other. So how they attach? They are attached by the help of ligament. You can see tendon and ligament can attach both bone to muscle and ligament bone to bone. Clear, students? This is also present just below the skin. Next is your specialized connective tissue. In specialized connective tissue, cartilage, bone and blood are covered. You know about cartilage. Cartilage are soft, pliable substance, means which can be moved. We can move it. Like suppose we can move it. We can means this. Suppose our nose, the tip of our nose, we can move it like this side, this side. We can fold our ears. So these are the connective tissue. Which type of connective tissue? Specialized. And cartilage is one of the example. This is solid and pliable and resist compression. And the cells of this tissue are also called chondrocytes. Clear, students? The cells are called chondrocytes. You can see the diagram. This is cartilage and this is bone. Cartilage is like your this. This can be moved to any direction. Clear? This is your cartilage. Like nose can be moved to this and this direction because they have presence of specialized cells which is called cartilage cell or chondrocytes. Clear? This is called chondrocytes biologically and it's normally called cartilage cell. Here is the collagen fibers. They are arranged around the cartilage cells. They also gives pliability to the cell. Clear, students? Cartilage is, in some cases what happen during embryonic stage, many vertebrates, I have taught you in chapter 4th. Clear? In chapter 4th you have studied that some vertebrates show cartilage. during their embryonic stage, but when they get converted into adult, the cartilage is get converted into bones. So this is the cartilage that present in some vertebrates bone, in vertebrates, which is further converted into bone. That's why they are specialized tissue and interconnect to each other. This is your cartilage. You can see here are the collagen fibers. As I have told you the function of collagen fibers, they secretes fibroblast or gives strength, rigidity and support, and they are the cartilage cells which is covered by the collagen fibers. Cartilage cells also can be said as chondrocytes. Clear? Next is bone. As we know that bone is the strongest part of our body, and its ground substance is rich in protein and calcium. Ground substance means in which it is made up of. This is the ground substance is made up of calcium and protein, due to which it is strong, and this also gives a framework to our body. Means the muscles that are attached to our body, that is because of presence of bones, which gives framework to our body. Without bone we will like a leech. We have no construction. Our face shape is different, our body shape is different. This is due to bones. So they give the strength or support and framework to the body. In bone we can see that here also collagen fibers are present, which, or we can say as osteocytes. The bone cells are also called as osteocytes. Here the cartilage is called chondrocyte. You have to remember this. These questions may come in your NET exams, and this is called osteocytes. Bone is called biologically osteocytes and cartilage is called your chondrocytes. Clear, students? Next is your next topic is your blood. As we know, blood is found in our body in liquid form, but it has many elements like RBC, WBC, then your platelets, the plasma and many other things, which you will study in chapter 18, 17 and 18. So here you can see that blood is also a specialized tissue. So what is it consist of? It consists of RBC. RBC is normal RBC, looks like biconcave shape. Biconcave shape means like this. This is your RBC. Its shape is biconcave shape. Next is your platelets. You have known about platelets that they help in the clotting or coagulation of blood. They are called as platelets, and their structure is like this. They are the platelet cells. They are platelet cells and their main function is clotting or coagulation of blood, which we can say as thrombocytes. WBC is called leukocytes. RBC is called your erythrocyte, and platelets are called your thrombocytes. So these cells are constitute blood, and blood circulates or transport different substances in our body. So students, again you can see when you will read the chapter, then you can make a flowchart and arrange these tissues. Then you can give the examples of each and every tissue and where it is present. What is the function of all these tissues? Clear, students? So for today this is all about your connective tissue.